Good evening, everyone. Everyone hear me? Hey! I'm Ken Tate. I'm the Director of External Relations for the Department of Computer Science. And on behalf of NC State University, the College of Engineering, and all of our faculty and staff here in the Department of Computer Science, it's my honor to welcome you all to this, our Fall 2018 Computer Science Diploma Ceremony. Our graduates are behind these doors and they're anxiously awaiting their entry into the arena, but I've been asked to make a few brief yet important remarks. First of all, not only was this a glorious day, but what do you think about the new James T. Valvano Arena and Reynolds Coliseum? Just fantastic new space here. Show of hands. How many NC State graduates or former students do we have with us today? All right. Without giving age away, I'm going to ask a question. How many of you remember standing in change day lines in the hot, sweltering heat? Yeah, got a few hands. I remember standing over here for an hour one day, only to get up there and them to say, the class is full, go get in another line. So I went over in this corner and I stood almost another hour only to find out I was in the wrong line. So this building holds a lot of memories, not all of them great for me, but this building has not only basketball, but concerts, circuses, all kinds of different events. Lots of incredible memories, and tonight we're going to make another special memory here in this building. As one of the largest departments here at NC State, it's tough for us to find a venue that's big enough for us, and so this is one of the few. So, if you're a basketball fan, how many basketball fans? Okay, you know we're missing a game tonight to be here. Wasn't our fault. We had no control over the scheduling. I'm sorry, I'm missing it also, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that. We would like to thank the athletics department, though, for allowing us to use this building. We also want to thank the ePartners program and the NC State Engineering Foundation for their sponsorship of today's event. We're streaming this event live. Back in the spring, we had literally hundreds of people watching us from around the globe. So if you are tuning in from anywhere around the world and you're watching us here in Raleigh, North Carolina, we want to welcome you to the broadcast. If you're sitting up there and you just remembered somebody else might like to see this, now would be a good time to text them. If they go to our department webpage, there's a link there where they can watch the video live. We realize that today is a very, very special day, not only for you, but especially for our students. For many of them, it's the pinnacle of their academic achievement. Consequently, we've done all that we can to make this a very dignified and memorable ceremony. So with that in mind, you play an important role. Now would be a great time to turn off or silence any cell phones or devices that might be a distraction. Secondly, if you have cameras, we certainly invite you to take as many pictures as you would like from where you are, but you will note that we have professional photographers that will be taking pictures throughout the ceremony, and your graduates will be getting some information about that and the opportunity to get a free proof. No obligations, but we think that you'll really appreciate the quality of these photos. And as you can see, there are countless spots in and around the arena and in Reynolds Coliseum for pictures afterwards, and we certainly invite you to take advantage of that later. Finally, unless you have an emergency, I think just to keep the sight lines open for everybody, we ask that everybody remain seated until the end of the ceremony. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, faculty and staff, it's now my honor to ask that you rise as our Fall 2018 graduates enter the Coliseum.
Please be seated. Good evening. Great day, isn't it? Welcome to the December 2018 graduation ceremony of the NC State Computer Science Department. I'm Greg Rothermel, and I'm the new department head as of about 2 months ago. So I haven't had the chance to get to know many of the graduates this year, unfortunately, but being a graduate myself and having mentored many graduate and undergraduate students, I know what a happy and proud day this must be for all of you and for all the family and friends. So I'm glad to be able to share this experience with you. Graduates, you've all come a long way to get to this day. You've all worked hard and faced challenges. Many of you have been brave enough to leave your family and travel thousands of miles to join us. But all of you have persevered, and all of you have made it to today. Congratulations. We're all here to celebrate this, and you should too. Tomorrow, you'll be ready to start out on the next steps of your life. What will you do? Since I'm the one with the microphone, let me suggest this. Go out and create. Go out and invent. Go out and inspire others. Mentor others. Help others. Make someone's life better. If you think about it on a global scale, not that many people in the world have the opportunity to do that, to make a difference. But you do. You've been trained for it, and you're ready to do it now. So I hope you will go out into the world and find, in your own way, in whatever way that suits you, a way to make a difference. Now, before I introduce the graduation speaker, I want to thank a few people. First, I want to thank the faculty who've devoted their time and knowledge to these students. The faculty work very hard and with a real passion for the success of our students. This extends in a special way to the PhD students who kind of have a mini childhood with their faculty mentors for 4 or 5 or more years. Would everyone please join me in thanking the faculty members? Second, it's the staff of this department who keep it going in all the day-to-day operations. That staff, led by Mrs. Linda Honeycutt, who's here somewhere, but there she is. That staff shows their dedication to the students and the department all throughout the year, and I want to thank them for everything they do for us, including things like setting up this graduation ceremony. So thank you, staff. Please join me in thanking the staff. I also want to thank the students who volunteered to be marshals during this ceremony. These students are some of our student ambassadors, and they do a wonderful job representing our department in various things. Please join me in thanking them for all their efforts. And I'd like to join Ken Tate in thanking the sponsors of this ceremony, the NC State Engineering Foundation, and all the members of the Computer Science ePartners program. As Ken told you, he's our Director of Corporate and External Relations, and he leads our ePartners program and does an awesome job. Please join me in thanking the partners and Ken. And now, friends and families of the graduates, today wouldn't be possible without your personal, emotional, and probably financial support of these graduates through all the ups and downs and stresses they faced. You were there to listen to them, to believe in them, to love them, and that's what made the difference. And now you're here to celebrate with them. So graduates, please join me in thanking your support team. Finally, graduates, I want to thank all of you. Your friends and family, our faculty and staff, are very proud of you. Helping you and supporting you is part of how we have chosen to make a difference in the world, and you've given us that chance. We'll be cheering you on as you move on to the next phases of your lives. Everyone, please join me in congratulating these amazing graduates. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker. Tonight, we're delighted to welcome back to our campus one of our own alumni, William G. Pagan. A 2003 graduate of our master's program, Will enjoyed a nearly 15-year career at IBM developing patentable technologies. In fact, he's named inventor on over 130 patent applications, an achievement that earned him the title of Master Inventor at IBM. In 2010, he was honored as IBM's RTP Inventor of the Year. Careers can take interesting turns, and Will's did when he graduated summa cum laude from North Carolina Central's Law School as their evening program valedictorian. Will is now an award-winning patent attorney at Coates & Bennett PLLC, where he leverages his engineering and business background to represent inventors, developers, and content creators in patent and trademark matters. Will's career is also marked by committed volunteer service and mentorship, for which he was admitted into the NC Pro Bono Honor Society in 2017. And among other things, Will volunteers as a decorated captain in the Legal Officer Corps of the Civil Air Patrol in the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary. Will is nationally recognized as an Hispanic luminary in the STEM disciplines. He was recognized in 2016 and 2018 by North Carolina Lawyers Weekly as one of their leaders in the law. And earlier this year, he was named by North Carolina Central University as one of their top 40 under 40. And finally, as if that's not enough, just this October, Will was inducted into the NC State Computer Science Alumni Hall of Fame. Please join me in welcoming our very special guest speaker, Mr. Will Pagan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Fall 2018 graduating class. It is my great honor and privilege to be among the first to welcome you to the Society of Esteemed Computer Science Scholars, Engineers, and Professionals who have graduated from this fine institution. Throughout my career, North Carolina State University has been perpetually and universally acclaimed for having one of the strongest engineering programs in the country, heralded for its elite faculty and staff, cherished by hiring managers for reliably producing engineers of extraordinary talent. You are each inheriting a legacy of excellence that will serve you well for the rest of your lives. And so it is a unique challenge to try to offer some wisdom beyond what NC State has already imparted to each of you over your time here. In that regard, perhaps the most valuable insight that I can offer is an appreciation for just how different things are going to be from now on. Many of you will find yourselves in a world full of new challenges, most of which are regrettably not of a technical nature. Many of the problems you will be assigned in the future will not have practical answers. Many of the practical answers you discover and propose will not be accepted or understood by the people empowered to make the decisions. And many of the decision makers, in fact, will be fundamentally unqualified to judge what you propose. For many of you, the world will be a frustratingly unreasonable and inherently suboptimal environment. But how you adapt to these new operating conditions will impact your future success to just as great a degree as your technical ability, if not more so. Now, some of you, like me, sought a degree in computer science because computers are predictable, rational, literal, and concrete. Yet nonetheless, going forward, you will be impeded and foiled by irrational, emotional, erratic human beings throughout your careers, just like everyone else. I assure you, it stinks just as bad as I make it sound. But embrace it. This school has already prepared you to excel technically. Take some time now and going forward to develop your ability to educate, to persuade, to influence, and lead others. Begin honing your ability to build bridges in working with others to gain a reputation as not only a credible technologist, but also as someone who knows how to get things accomplished within their organization. You know, there's a saying in the industry that the A students work for the B students and the C students run the company. I can assure you that the industry is full of hardworking technical elites who are stuck in the middle of their careers and surpassed by technically mediocre but socially adept people. So I would encourage you, do not let your genius and your academic success blind you to the fact that to be successful, you will always need the buy-in of someone else, whether that person is a boss, an investor, a customer, a client, even a government regulator. Success in business is not just about knowing how to meet technical challenges. It's also about rallying others to your cause and working effectively within your business reality. Now, one reason why people are set back in the workforce is that they don't realize the difference between the job that they are interviewed for and the job they will actually be rewarded for doing. It is not to your advantage to treat your job like you've treated your school assignments. In the workforce, you don't necessarily get the best rewards by following the instructions you've been given, if you even get meaningful instructions in the first place. The true goals of a given business are often far less clear than anything you've dealt with in school. It is common for conflicting personal and business interests to all vie for the same limited pool of resources. Not all of these competing interests will be obvious or made known to you. As you move farther along in your careers, you will be expected to discern on your own what the right assignment is and how to accomplish it. Much like chess, the game will not simply be about selecting your next move from a finite set of immediately available options. Rather, it will also be about understanding the person on the other side of the table. Now, unlike chess, the decisions about when to move and when to stay put will not be fixed. They will be up to you. Those who forever expect to receive marching orders from the top will remain at the bottom. In addition, as you are trusted to solve increasingly significant problems, you'll be required to obtain increasing amounts of buy-in from those around you. Therefore, in addition to making technical contributions, you'll be required to sell your ideas to decision makers, customers, investors, and others. Just because you're a computer scientist does not mean that you can avoid having to be a salesperson. Perhaps not necessarily a seller of stuff, but a merchant of ideas. While getting people to buy what you're selling is useful for success in any field, it is especially critical in the field of computer science, because what you will often be selling are things that people will not understand. Your ability to educate decision makers in a way that makes them comfortable with your analysis, addresses their concerns, and instills confidence in your plan will set you apart from everyone else in the room. Indeed, the greatest advances in technology require more than mere engineering effort. They require changing the perception of technology's role in people's lives. That is a skill that very few people can do effectively, and those who can do it are truly a cut above their peers. Now, not all the ideas you will be selling will be immediately attractive to everyone. In particular, you will find that technical leaders are inherently at odds with management. Technical leaders drive innovation and change. Management drives stability and control. Technical change requires risk, and a primary objective of management is to curtail and control risk. So if you want someone in management to take a lot of risk with you, to tackle a truly significant problem, you've got to be more than just a rock star engineer. You also have to be one heck of a salesperson. And even if you can get initial buy-in, that doesn't mean that you can keep it. Conditions change, people change, the market changes. If you ever want to see your projects reach completion, in addition to being a strong engineer and salesperson, you'll also have to be a strong motivator, leader, and collaborator. The hard problems, the most worthwhile problems require significant, coordinated, and sustained effort to solve. This means that as you find yourself progressing from the role of developer to architect to technical manager to executive, the hands-on engineering will dwindle as a contribution to your daily workload. And it is for that reason that knowing the code more than anyone else and being the lead on all the most complex design features does not by itself make you the most critical resource on a project. Take time periodically to ask yourself what percentage of your time you spend heads down with the compiler and what percentage of your time you spend marketing the project, pitching ideas, justifying your decisions to the larger team. Resources that diligently work in isolation from everyone else, even at their best, are often poorly valued. The most highly recognized resources are prized for their thought leadership, not for being effective at turning the crank. NC State has prepared you all to be strong technically. So my advice to you is to start developing those skills that will help you get your ideas adopted. Learn how to interface with and motivate others. Start to develop an intuition for and a sensitivity to the needs of your colleagues and the marketplace. Learn how to effectively sell technical strategy by getting in front of business leaders and doing it as often as possible. Don't worry about getting shot down. Every proposal you pitch will improve you as a strategist, and decision makers will take notice of you as someone who can be sought for answers. Always remember how common it is for the superior technical product to be a commercial failure in the marketplace. And recognize that the same is true for technical talent. It is not enough to be right. You also have to be believed and trusted. Find mentors who can help you to develop these skills, who can advocate for you, who can extend your influence into other areas, and get you audiences with other people. Pair yourself with people who exemplify both technical strength and professional sway. Don't fall into the trap of isolating yourself from difficult conversations with people in favor of your empirical data or your engineering work product. Get out of your comfort zone and develop these leadership skills to distinguish yourself in your field. Now, for many of you, it will not be natural for you to do many of these things. Some of you will doubt yourselves or your conclusions. Some of you will fear the increased scrutiny this will bring. In this regard, it has been a great source of personal courage and inspiration to think upon the immortal words of George Carlin, who once said, "Think of how stupid the average person is. Then realize half of them are even stupider than that." If you don't step out on that limb, someone else will. Someone that perhaps should not be on that limb. Someone that perhaps should not be anywhere near the tree. Don't let that person deprive you of your opportunity to be heard. Now, business leaders aren't typically morons. They're typically quite a bit more intelligent than that, but they also don't tend to be technical prodigies. What really sets them apart is the courage to withstand scrutiny, to make a clear choice and bear responsibility for that choice. Given your success here at State, you're gonna hit it more than you're gonna miss it. All of you are good enough. Go out there, take your seat at the table, and be heard. I have every confidence that each of you can go on to become a titan of the computing industry and bring further honor to North Carolina State's legacy of distinguished computer science graduates. Thank you for the privilege of speaking with you today, and good luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, William. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Sarah Heckman. She's going to talk about our honor students and introduce our faculty and staff.
Thank you, Dr. Rothermel. Students who complete the Computer Science Honors Program have maintained a 3.5 major and overall GPA during their undergraduate studies and have completed research coursework and thesis with a supervising professor. Students who are recognized as completing the Computer Science Honors Program should stand when I call their name. Please hold your applause until all names are called. Daxit Agarwal, Zachary Robert Allen, Upeksha Uwashi, Kevin Andrew Bartushak, Matthew Barton Benison, Jane Hiltz, Matthew L. Meeks. The University Scholars Program provides the opportunity for students to explore multidisciplinary topics and complete 21 hours of honors coursework during their degree program. Students graduate with at least a 3.25 GPA. Students who are recognized as completing the University Scholars Program should stand when I call their name. Please hold your applause until all names are called. Matthew Barton Benison, Gail C. Bissell, Rafael Ignacio Esteyer, Connor James Hall, Joshua Keani, Tam Hawaii Lee, Samuel Carey McMurray, Melissa K. Novitsky, Daniel Frank Schaefer, Robert F. Selgeson, Amy Sa, Stuart Allen Wells. Valedictorians maintain a 4.0 GPA during their undergraduate coursework, a non-trivial task for computer science students. Students who are recognized as computer science valedictorians should stand when I call their name. Please hold your applause until all names are called. Ruben Andreas Barona Shadid, Kevin Andrew Bartushak, Jacob A. Ferrero, Connor James Hall, Hayden V. Lawrence, Tam Hawaii Lee, Duncan M. Page, Alexander E. Peck, Alec Robert Roloff, Jiaman Wu. Now we'll take a few moments to introduce everyone who makes graduation possible. Our graduation marshals are part of the Computer Science Ambassador Program and help ensure a smooth graduation experience. Marshals, please stand or wave when I call your name. Brian Gonzalez, Matthew Gray, Jimmy Long, Malik Majid, Neil Robson, Lauren Siegel, Meghana Subramaniam, Courtney Wegler. I am privileged to work with some amazing colleagues. I would ask that the faculty stand when I call their names. Dennis Baylor, Suzanne Balick, Tiffany Barnes, Lena Battistilli, Min Chi, John Doyle, Rudra Dutta, Will Ink, Bob Finaro, Ed Geringer, Christopher Healy, Margaret Heil, Arnav Jahala, Guling Jin, Jason King, James Lester, Tony Ann Marini, Chris Martins, Tim Menzies, David Roberts, Greg Rothermel, George Ruskis, Shipin Shin, Matt Stallman, David Sturgill, Raju Vatstava, Lori Williams, and Michael Young. I would also like to recognize our staff who are scattered throughout the venue to help with tonight's event. Please stand or wave when I call your name. Carol Allen, Marcus Bullitt, Todd Gardner, Linda Honeycutt, Kathy Luca, Terry Martin Moss, Tyler Mayberry, Leslie Rand Pickett, Wendy Sheardon, Ken Tate, Zelda Twazama, Susan Wee, Gary Weinberg, and Lauren Williamson. I now invite Dr. George Ruskis to the stage to announce the PhD and master's graduates. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the Fall 2018 Computer Science Graduation Ceremony. We have another large graduating class this semester with 18 PhD and 101 master's graduates receiving diplomas today. Graduates, congratulations. This is the moment that you and your family have been waiting for. You couldn't have picked a better time to complete your studies. This is a great time to be a computer scientist. Our graduates continue to be in high demand, and in your new career, you will soon put your skills to work with state-of-the-art technologies, which reminds me, you may have heard that recently the United States reclaimed the title of the world's fastest supercomputer. That's true. Back in June, at Oak Ridge National Labs, they unveiled Summit, which is the most powerful machine ever. So before you walk along the stage to get your degree, I will ask one last question to test your knowledge. Okay? How fast do you think this Summit supercomputer is? Well, it's so fast that it can execute an infinite loop in just 3 seconds. All right, so with that, I will call each graduate student to receive his or her degree, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. So I will start with graduates earning the PhD degree, which is the highest degree offered in computer science. As I call each graduate's name, I will also announce the title of the dissertation and the name of their advisor. The graduate will remain on stage for the traditional hooding ceremony, which represents the conferral of the degree. Titus Barik. His dissertation title was Error Messages as Rational Reconstructions, and his advisor was Dr. Emerson Murphy Hill. Adam Alexis Amos Binks. His research was on intention revision of plant-based agents for narrative generation, and he was supervised by Drs. Dave Roberts and Michael Young. Micah Buschhaus. His research was on cloud-ready hypervisor-based security. His advisor was Dr. Douglas Reeves, and he will be represented by Dr. William Enck. Luke Alec Desotels. He worked on automated evaluation of access control in the iPhone operating system, and he was supervised by Dr. William Enck. Ignacio Xavier Dominguez. The title of his dissertation was Influencing Behavior Unobtrusively in Virtual Gaming Environments. His advisor was Dr. Dave Roberts. Marcus Eger. His research was on intentional agents for doxastic games under the supervision of Dr. Chris Martens. Wei Fu. The title of his dissertation was Simpler Software Analytics. When not? His advisor was Dr. Timothy Menzies. Neha Golkar. Her research was on the management of power constraints for high-performance systems under the direction of Dr. Frank Mueller. Qingjun Xu. His work was on data-driven performance optimization in the cloud. His advisor was Dr. Vince Free. Chen Lin. The title of her dissertation was The Many Phases of Septic Shock, a general framework for disease prediction using generated visualizations. Her advisor was Dr. Min Chi. Xing Pang. He worked on providing DRAM predictability for real-time systems and beyond under the supervision of Dr. Frank Mueller. Songxiu Aurora Pedicord Liu. Her dissertation was on game learning analytics and qualitative methods for actionable change in a curriculum-integrated educational math game. Her advisor was Dr. Tiffany Barnes. Ashwin Sasidaran. His research was on a high-performance geospatial architecture for geosimulations under the supervision of Dr. Razu Vasavai. Christopher Richard Thyssen. The title of his dissertation was Risk-Based Attack Surface Approximation, and his advisor was Dr. Laurie Williams. Pencheng Wang. His research was on deep reinforcement learning for interactive narrative planning under the supervision of Dr. James Lester. Min-Yang Zhu. His dissertation was probabilistic models for aspect-based opinion mining. His advisor was Dr. Nagisa Samatova. Xiao Yu. The title of his dissertation was Understanding and Debugging Complex Software Systems, a Data-Driven Perspective, under the supervision of Dr. Guoliang Jin. U.S. Zhao. The title of his dissertation was Lowering Knowledge Barriers for HPC, from Representations to Infrastructures and Acquisitions. His advisor was Dr. Sipen Sen. I will now call the names of master graduates, starting with those receiving the Master of Science with thesis. Debosmita Das, Subham Goyal, Yang Ho, Randall Benjamin Pittman, Pritesh Ranjan, Rachit Srivastava. The next group are those receiving the Master of Science non-thesis degree. This degree is awarded to students pursuing the PhD once they have passed their qualifying exam and completed advanced coursework. Nirav Ajmeri, Jianfeng Chen, Sarah Elder, Lingnan Gao, Shaoyang Nie, and Isaac Polinsky. No surprise they're not here, they're continuing our PhD program. The next group are those receiving the Master of Science in Computer Networking. Sanchita Agarwal, Surbi Bansal, Pratik Malik, Madhuvanti Ramasamy, Abhinav Sharma. The last and largest group includes those who have earned the Master of Computer Science. This is a professional degree that requires satisfactory completion of a rigorous course of study. Rachit Agarwal, Kassis Agarwal, Ayushi Agarwal, Pavnit Singh Anand, Sini Asara, Manjusa Triloha Nawasti, Nayana Bangalore Chandrasekhar, Udav Bosley, Kanchan Beast, Kantil Coxey, Abhinandan Deshpande, Santos Dharmagadi, Anjali Doneria, Eric Dreyer, Anshul Fadnavis, Varun Garg, Joseph Giallo, Sayali Godbole, Deepak Gupta, Dipansad Gupta. Sandeep Hegde. Chao Huang. Pavitra Iyer. Abbas Jain. Akshay Jain. Ankit Kumar Jain. Siraj Jain. Nirav Jain. Priyanka Jain. Jithin John. Raghavi Kalaignani. Sai Sri Harsha Kanamanapalli. Banu Srika Reddy Karumuri. Yas Kataria. Subankar Reddy Kata. Mohammad Zaheen Khan. Gaurang Kurana. Rahul Suni Kumithi. Cindy Lee. Joseph Lee. Suhua Ma. Harika Malapaka. Ryan Mi. Saraswati Misra. Dipansam Nag. Rohit Naik. Tam Nguyen. Kumar Nilarsi. Stefan O'Neill. Rebecca Virginia Poole Palmer. Bhavik Patel. Darshan Patel. Deepak Ravindra Patil. Ankit Divakar Raza. Mandumitha Ravinder. Tusita Roy Chaudhuri. Jagadish Saravanan, Samantha Scoggins, Siddhant Jyotin Shah, Chen Cheng Shao, Pratik Singh, Haksu Singla, Pransu Sina, Niharika Sompali, Surabhi Sudami, Aishwarya Sundararayan, Zachary Chase Taylor, Sri Sai Barkav Tiruvidula, Amulya Varote, Ajay Venkatakrishnan, Shivani Vyas, Dongyu Huang, Longrong Wang, Qiaodang Wang, Adam Craig Weber, Na Wen, Stephen Worley, Chang Yan, Huimin Yang, Shreya Zagade, Zhangqi Zha, Gang Zhang, please join me in congratulating all the graduates. Dr. Sarah Heckmans, Director of Undergraduate Programs, will now call the names of bachelor degree recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Ruskas. The Bachelor of Science degree is conferred upon students who have successfully completed a program of study including both general coursework in the humanities, social sciences, mathematics, and physical sciences, as well as specialized courses in computer science. They have worked very hard, both at their academic studies and at a variety of co-ops, research opportunities, internships, part-time and full-time jobs. Many of our students have already accepted job offers at companies like Cisco, IBM, Microsoft, Fidelity Investments, Amazon, SAS, and the Department of Defense. The average starting salary is $79,000. Other students are pursuing graduate studies at NC State and UNC Charlotte, among other places. As a 3-time graduate of NC State Computer Science, I would like to welcome our graduates and candidates for graduation to the ranks of CSC alumni. We know that these accomplishments cannot happen without the support of friends and family, so thank you to all who supported our students during their undergraduate journey. We are very proud of them and their accomplishments. The following students had their Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degrees conferred on June 22, 2018. Daniel Weldon Deans, Nathan Christopher Jones. Hanyu Lua. Jacob David Maltier. Jonathan Michael Phipps. Jiaman Wu. The following students had their Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degrees conferred on July 31st, 2018. Ryan Ayers. Melissa K. Novitsky. Adam James Schofield. Stuart Allen Wells. The following students are candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Mitchell Wayne Adair. Daxit Agarwal. Mohammed Mahmoud Ahmed. Elizabeth Eldana Albero. Zachary Robert Allen. Kaylee Jean Andrews. Apeksha Awashthi. Ruben Andreas Barona Shadid. Kevin Andrew Bartushak. Matthew Barton Benison. Zwedu Gentaho Besha. Nicholas Daniel Board. Gail C. Bissell. Andrew J. Castellucci. Xingchao Sheng. Ashley Nicole Cook. Sophie Marie Davis. Connor S. Dennis. Christian Noel Droder. Anastasia Igorova. Rafael Ignacio Estier. Cameron Ross Estroff. Jacob A. Ferrero. Ian G. Gatland. William J. Glass. Connor James Hall. Brandon Christopher Hawkins. Jane Hiltz. Jacob Hooper. William Kendall James. Samuel Isaac Jesse. Daniel Karimitrov. Joshua Kayani. Alan John Kaimig. Hakeem Robert King. Jacob K. Lance. Hayden V. Lawrence. Tam Huai Lee. Aaron Ezekiel Leatherman. Kai Wen Lee. Nicholas Chase Luther. Jared McLean. Christopher Thomas Maynard. Samuel Carey McMurray. Matthew L. Meeks. Jesse Dale Miller. Lucas Mark Molander. Jesse Scott Morgan. Brian Chase Morris. Megan O'Connor. Jacob Overton. Duncan M. Page. Kunj Patel. Justin Eric Patzer. Alexander E. Peck. Alexander Richard Phelps. Mark Ian Quaintance. Austin T. Quarles. Xing Zhao. Alec Robert Roloff. Bryce Matthew Rolls. Paige Rubendahl. John Paul Sarl. Daniel Frank Schaefer. Robert F. Seligson. Azra Muhammad Shalim Sheikh. Jesse L. Simpson. Lakshmi Sridhar. Grady Stewart. Amy Sa. Joseph Kendall Tu. Adish Thapa. Carolyn M. Thompson. Cayman Toombs. Carol Ann Walker. Tyler Henry Walsh. Jingyang Wang. Joshua David Watson. Jack Wingo. Raymond James Woods. Ellen Sophie Worthy. George Gior Young. Congratulations to our Fall 2018 graduates and candidates for graduation.
Well, folks, thank you all for coming. There's just one event left, and that's the recessional. And I'll ask you to stay in your seats until the faculty and graduates have left. Thank you for coming.